Hi, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well on this Sunday evening. I decided to make a video about something that I saw a couple of days ago. And I was like, wow, this is so fake. And it just really bothered me. So, there is an entrepreneur out there that I went to school with. And I really don't know too much. Well, I didn't know that much about her back then. We only had one class together, and that was English, and that was our senior year. But for the most part, she was popular. She was prom queen. She was a cheerleader, so she was a very popular girl. But me and her just never crossed paths until we had a class together. Okay, but whatever. So I'm saying that to say we never had any beef, or there was never any issues between us because we didn't even know each other. So, to cut the long story short and fast forward a little bit, um, she is doing very well. Up to the day, she's doing extremely well. And when she first started out, um, I remember she used to be at a lot of networking events in Chicago. And I also am an entrepreneur. And back then, I had a business called Phenomenal Designs, which now is 815 Designs. But I was going to these networking events, just trying to, meet new business owners, meet old business owners, get some connects. You know what you do at networking events. So that's what I was trying to do. And I was at a few that she was at. So the first one I saw her at, she seemed like she was really distant. She said she knew who I was, but she was very distant. And I was, letting her know, yeah, I'm here, trying to network. I'm trying to, tell people about my business. And then I kind of like gave her a flyer, and she kind of like looked at it, and it was like, dang, she acting like a celebrity already. Oh boy. So she just was very standoffish. She didn't even act like she was really happy to see me. And I mean, from the looks of it, it looked like I was the only one from our high school that was actually there. So it was like, you should be happy somebody from your high school is here to see you doing well, is, somewhat supporting you, because I also went because I knew she was going to be there. And I'm like, oh, okay. Let's see what this does. It did nothing. Did nothing. So I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe that was just that day. I don't know. So I saw her at another networking event. And this one, she was absolutely rude to me. And I was like, oh, this heifer here. So I'm at the event, and I also had somebody with me. So, and that person saw it as well. So it wasn't like, it was just all in my head or something, or I was taking stuff personal. Like they saw it too. But she she did speak. It seemed like it was forced, but she did speak. But then from that point on, she just was like, she didn't say anything to me that night. Like, she was just very, very distant. And this particular event, I paid to be, I guess, like, have a vendor spot, because we weren't allowed to sell anything. So I'm like, now that I look back at it, I'm like, I paid a lot of money just to be having my name on somebody's backdrop, and then the name being on it was like TVs, flat screen TVs around the establishment. And so my name will pop up like maybe every 40 seconds or something. And I'm like, I paid $350. Yeah, I know I'm stupid. Yes, $350 for that. Well, anyway, not only was she stank, the people who was throwing the event was stank too. They was very cliquish, and that's why I don't really like going to networking events in Chicago, because I personally feel like Chicago entrepreneurs are very cliquish and they don't support each other. That's why my main goal is to move to Atlanta, where it's popping. You know what I'm saying? Because Chicago, it ain't popping but guns. And I got to get out of here. I know, it's violence everywhere, but I mean, maybe it's time for some new violence. I'm tired of Chicago and I'm tired of violence here. I'm just tired. So I'm ready to get up out of here. Okay. But anyway, so yes, they were very cliquish, and one girl, she was so stank, like nobody really spoke to me that was throwing the event, and I'm like introducing myself like, hey, my name is Siobhan Marie, phenomenal designs owner, also one of the people that paid $350. Y'all better respect me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I felt, and I'm like, I wasn't getting that, and I'm like, oh no, they did not. So anyway, let me fast forward a little bit more. So yeah, from that point on, she just didn't speak at all. um, when I got on stage, I was very proud of myself, by the way. Even though the event was whack, the people there was, stuck up and stuff, and I had this little run in with this entrepreneur, I was still proud of myself because I actually got on the stage and was talking to people about my business. And for those of you who know me, I suffer from anxiety. I don't have it anymore. I've worked on it, but back then it was at an all-time high. So I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna talk to these people about my business? I'm gonna be stuttering and stuff, but actually I did very well. Okay, so when they called me up there, I got up there, and as soon as I got on stage, like it was like a VIP area. That's where the people who paid $350 was sitting, and it was like a little pit. It was kind of cute. I ain't gonna lie. It was like a cute little pit. So we were all sitting there. Of course, she wasn't sitting next to me. She wasn't making no eye contact with me. None of that. So, and mind you, these people who was doing the event, they knew her. They was sweating her because she was like the most successful entrepreneur there. She was like the guest there. So they all on her jock. You know what I'm saying? She didn't even want to speak to me, let alone introduce me to them. But anyway, so before I even started talking, I got on stage, got the mic. This girl gets up and walks off while I'm about to talk. And I'm like, oh, no, she did not. Rude. She got up like, I don't want to hear this. I don't have time to listen to this. you know? And I was just like, oh, that is so stank. So, it did. It was one more thing that happened. So, when it was time to take pictures, again, she's not interacting with me. She's not, smiling at me, looking at me like nothing. Okay. So it was time for us to, stand up against that backdrop. So I got, the one with my name on it because I paid $350. That one, I was standing there, and you know how like the taller people kind of stand in the back, and medium height in the middle, and shorties in the front. Okay, so I'm more like average height, but from the looks of it, it seemed like I was kind of like more on the tall side. So, and this person that I'm talking about was more short. She was on the short side. But do you know that she actually stood in front of me, so she could like try to block me? And every time I look at that picture, I like get so irritated because I be like, that first of all, it was a nice picture. It would have been a nice picture if you could see my whole face, but you only was able to see part of it because she was standing in front of me, not next to me. Like, oh, because again, we're not interacting with each other, so it's not like she like, oh, come stand next to me, or you know what I'm saying, or like put her arm around me or something. Like none of that, none of that. Now, mind you, again, this is somebody that I went to school with. Why she was acting so stank, I have no idea. I have no idea. But I was there to network. It was all about business.